Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. We couldn't help but overhear you sounding like you were less than 100% thrilled with today's effort and focus.
Oh, I think the effort was really pretty good. I think the energy at practice was good. There were certain individuals and position groups that maybe didn't need the focus you need to have productive practice.
Is that what happens in the spring a little bit? Kind of ebbs and flows?
Shouldn't. We don't. Does it happen from time to time? Probably. You got to play yourself out of that. So if you have an individual or a group that is a little flat coming out here, there's got to be ownership in getting you mentally to the place where you can come out here and have productive practice. Because if not, if we're just out here bringing energy but not focus, you might as well just go, run the fire trail or go in the weight room and get a workout. A lot of people can go sweat. Like coaches do that. We'll get on the bike and it's mindless. Football is not mindless. You have to have a purpose when you come out here to get better at something. You got to focus when you're tired, and we didn't have that across the board today. We were talking about that.
Just kind of following up on that. If I remember the post-game news conference you had after you lost the bowl game, you said this loss ought to give people the inspiration, the motivation to get out here for spring practice and do the best they can.
Yeah.
For the most part, have you seen that, or not necessarily?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. And again, you got 100 guys on the team. It's probably not ever going to be perfect, but the expectation if you're going to be on the team and be a productive member of the team is that we're getting better at something and not going through the motions. And again, overwhelmingly, it's been very good. Today, there was a few people in position groups. I didn't think that lacked the focus. You needed to get better. So the energy and the workout was good. I mean, they were running, and there wasn't loafs, but there's more to football than trying hard. Kyle, you can have them move it if you want. Sure, just tell them to go that way.
It's going to sound really good on everybody's video.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I'm glad they're doing it. Yeah. A little extra. But yeah.
Can you give us an update on your sense of, you're about halfway through, I think, spring now, maybe?
Number 7, yeah.
Yeah. What's the quarterback situation looking like to you? Happy with both of them? Is you seeing any separation?
I'm pleased they're both here. I think they're each getting better. Chandler's played a lot of football, so it's verbiage and getting comfortable in the offense. But he has a sense of calm when he plays the game because he's got that experience. He doesn't have the experience here and in this system, but I think it's coming day by day. And Fernando is still a young player that gets better every time he comes out here. Both of them come out here with the purpose of getting better. Both have leadership qualities, and pleased they're both here, and still expect them to get better.
I know for head coach, turnovers are both good and bad when you look at them in a practice setting. Mm-hmm. What have been your thoughts on just those, and is there a hope to you kind of give them leeway because it is spring?
No, there's no leeway on the ball. The ball is the only sacred thing in the program. There's no sacred coach or player or drill, but the ball is sacred. And unfortunately the statistics last year, I've never been a part of that, where they were what they were. We're on a new year. We have new players and a new team, so we've got to be ball aware. Everything that we do. Defensively, we got to be ball aware. Offensively, we got to be ball aware. And so we track that daily. In every drill that we do, every team period, every 7-on-7, 1-on-1, anytime the ball's involved, which is always, we're tracking it because it's the most important part of the game. It's who possesses the ball.
You created a lot of turnovers last year. But
we did.
There's the other side of the equation. You're not happy.
We were went into the spectrum on offense and defense. So we've got to do a better job. Are you going to go through a season with no turnovers on offense? No, I don't think that's been done. You got to minimize them with great habits. We're not going to play to not make a mistake. We're going to play aggressive, but we're going to be playing not careless. And you got to be really good with the football. Your handoffs, your quarterback center exchange, your quarterback running back exchange, decisions with the ball at quarterback, receivers. Everybody's involved in this. O-line's involved, protecting the quarterback. So it's a team issue that we've got to solve in terms of protecting the football.
Coach, the freshman BJ, I believe I've seen him at D-line and outside backer over spring. Could I get your evaluation of him so far?
Yeah,
maybe what's looking like
he's learning a lot. It's just he's thrown into the deep end a bit. He's a big guy. He really glad he's here. He's raw, and he's got a lot to learn, but really glad he's with the team.
Nick Morrow getting a lot of first-team reps. Talk about how he's played.
I think Nick has got come a long way. If you remember, Nick was a gray shirt, basically signed him. He sat out the fall of his freshman year, joined us mid-year. He was a tight end and defensive end from Flagstaff, and came to our camp and worked out as a tight end defensive end. He's a very athletic guy at that time, real young and huge frame, and came in to play O-line, and really physically, he has a lot of tools that nobody can teach or coach. I mean, his size, his frame, his kind of his body comp and his mass. He's got very, very good feet for a guy that size, and he's learning to play O-line.
Moves well, pretty
yes.
well, right?
Oh yeah. He does. I mean, he's got a lot of tools. Nick has a lot of tools. He's just still a very young player. I think he's got if he continues to work at it and will pour into football, he's got a very bright future.
And how fast can he pick these things up?
I think he's picked them up rather quickly, but there's nothing like playing the game. I mean, he needs every practice, every drill, every workout with Coach B. He needs all of it, every meeting, walkthrough. And if he can stay focused, and which he's done, to his credit, I mean, if he continues to pour himself into playing offensive line, he's got a very, very bright future, because he's just got things that none of us can coach.
It would seem Victor might challenge for that spot. Is he any closer to getting back this spring?
I don't know. That's between he and the sports med staff. So we really need him out there. Any day that we can get him out, we want to get him out. So that's between he and the sports med staff. So unfortunately, he hasn't been out yet.
Talk about Mikey Matthews and kind of what he's doing and where he fits.
Yeah, the first thing that jumps out about Mikey, he's a very, very competitive guy, and you see that in the drill work. You see it just his energy at practice. He's a type A, and I love that. And he's still got to improve, and I think he's done a good job of picking up the offense. He's played college football before. He can run, and I think he loves football. I mean, that's what he just shows when he comes out here to practice. He enjoys playing the game, which that's a big part of it.
What did he tell you about why he wanted to come here?
I don't, I want to speak for Mikey. I'll let Mikey, if you want to talk to him about that, let him.
Do you expect him to
that.
return kicks and punts?
He very well could. I mean, he's back there doing a good job with that. And he's got some of those skills that you look for, being able to make somebody miss. First thing you got to do is have courage. Then you got to have the skill to catch the ball. And then you got to be able to have the physical ability to do something with it after you catch it. And he seems to have those three things. So absolutely be in the mix for that.
Just need to talk, I think, when we had this semi-casual discussion about spring football is guys getting better.
Yep.
You got to get better. Who are 2 or 3 guys in the first half of spring ball you said, you know what, these guys have really gotten better over 2 weeks of spring ball?
Okay. Okay. Nick Morrow's one. He's in that mix for sure. They were new, but the mid-year defensive backs have all flashed at some point. Jair, Marcus. Now I don't know, improvement. It's hard for me to say because we weren't with them last year.
Right.
But those guys have flashed. There's a lot of guys who seem to, be making improvements. Callaway showed up. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't know if I have 2 or 3 that are the most improved. I can tell you at the end of spring ball, we'll see.
I won't ask you who's the least improved.
No, I don't want to do that. We shouldn't have anybody in that group.
Yeah.
Somebody I guess is going to be the least, but we need everybody getting better. I mean, that's what you're looking for, and you're trying to build as much competition as you can, and each of these players getting better. So, essentially the bottom of the roster just gets better and better, and that's what you need.
Thanks,
All
Justin.
good. Okay, sounds good. Big win for the Giants.